Duthie, how would you respond? Like he wasn't happy with you calling Dale Hunter Hunts? Is that valid? Like he basically told you can't do that?
Exactly. And I'm like, we're both former players. We played against each other. I'm allowed to call him Hunts.
All right, well, let's go right to the source and find out if that is true or not. Here he is, the head coach of Team Canada. There's Dale Hunter. Dale, is Zoe allowed to call you Hunts during the tournament on TSN?
Yes, for sure. He called me a lot worse on the ice.
Sure, you said nothing but nice things to him.
Yeah.
I always say nice things on the ice. I always did.
I'm sure. Well, it's great to see you. Thank you for doing this. How did that feel last night to get back behind the bench, get the team together, and kind of get everything in motion, so to speak?
Yeah, it felt good. We were in practicing like 3 or 4 days here, and just to go play a game. The boys really wanted to practice as one thing, playing against each other, but to actually play a real game against a good team, and it was a good challenge for us.
How do you keep these guys focused on just the task at hand and not have the pressure of the last couple of years, Hans? I mean, there was disappointing performances in Europe and then in Ottawa, but it's not on these guys. They just got to go ahead and do their thing, don't they?
Yeah, they do. It's like you talk about it early and then we don't talk about it. It's a different team, different season, different a year, and so they're all pumped up about it. They know that we're in. It's a good tournament. That's why it's tough. Like last night, 2-1 game. That's a tough game.
Yeah.
Well, and Gavin McKenna, who was a part of the team last year, came out and said, unacceptable, and that's not what Canadians expect. And I appreciated that honesty, and I like that type of mentality on the outside looking in. How do you approach that type of commentary from a guy like that, an important player for you? Do you get the impression that permeates the group? Like all these guys understand that, the standards are high and the expectations are high?
Yeah, all the guys have talked about it, and they know it is, and it's important for Gavin to be one of the leaders, one of the returning players, to actually acknowledge it. And as soon as you acknowledge it and grip it, we know it's there. It's not no sense hiding it. You just go out and talk about it, and we have to go out and perform. And definitely the pressure's there. That's what it's all about. That's why we love playing hockey.
Yeah, we saw you brought in some specialists to help this team prepare for a tournament where, so much of it can come down to a big power play or in this case, a shootout in the World Juniors. We had so many great Canadian moments in the shootout. I know you brought in Kyle Turris. What did you see from Turris kind of tutoring the players on the shootout, and what kind of value do you hope he added?
No, it's definitely. We've been working on our shootouts, just not for the shootout, but also for breakaways. And in a game, you usually get 1 or 2 a game. So they're always 1-goal games, so it's so important. So he's got it down really well, Kyle, and he knows how to what angles to come on, what you're thinking. It's your thinking is the most important thing. Don't think about 10 things, think about 2 things. And he slowed it down for the guys, and it was really good. And the best of it all is he came down and he dropped it to a skate, kicked it up, and scored. So he just sealed all the guys with that goal.
Dale, what do you think, guys that, like, for instance, Parekh, guys that have had some NHL experience, what do you expect them to do as opposed to acting like a big shot and trying to big league everybody? What are they supposed to bring to the table, and how can they help with that experience?
Well, definitely they can come back, and some of those once you go to the pros and when you go to camps. But these guys actually and stayed up and played games, and they just watched the older guys in the National Hockey League, what they bring, and they're bringing it here. How to prepare before games, how to prepare for practice. Practice is how you play. So the boys that returned, they've been really good. They've been talking to the young guys. Everybody asks questions like to Bernicki, how's it like playing with Sid the Kid? So he tells the experience. It's good, and how Sid prepares and how he the drive to win, and he prepares to win. So I think it's going to really help our team.
We're chatting with Dale Hunter. The lights are going on and off here. It's like we're getting set up for a game tonight. Ahead of the World Juniors again. Canada beating Sweden last night down in Niagara on TSN, beating them 2-1. In terms of how you might handle the goaltending, Carter George obviously has been really good at the World Junior level, at the junior level throughout the program's coming up, and you got Jack Ivankovic, who's a stud himself too, and was also on the team last year. Like, how do you intend on that competition where you got two really good, really capable goaltenders? Have you mapped out a plan? And if so, what do you see this looking like?
No, definitely with the coaches and stuff, guys. We all have a plan, but it's like we have to, whoever plays the best is going to play. And that's the way it should be. And just like whoever plays the best up front or D, whoever's the best is going to play. And so you have to show your stuff.
Well, Dale, one thing that's changed this year, like I saw you guys, the email came out that you sent 3 players back to their junior teams. It's such a different world than what it used to be. Oh, you've told the story about waking up at 4 a.m, waiting for a call, thinking you might get cut or what have you. And it used to be this kind of 3-ring circus that Hockey Canada.
Oh, it's a big production. The guys getting cut. It was terrible.
Right. It was very tough on the players. I'm sure tough on the coaches. Like how much easier is? I know it's tough to tell the 3 kids that are going back. It's still tough for them, but it's not as much of a kind of circus like it used to be. What do you make of the new process?
Well, I just wanted, we brought in a couple extras. We didn't have a real camp, like 40 guys coming in. We went out, scouted Mark and Al, and made sure we got the right guys in here. And they spent a lot of time at it. And now we came back here, and we had just had to make a few cuts. And we wanted to make it early. So right tomorrow, we start with our lines playing. Our team's going to play in London. We're going to play our regular lines. And we sat out a couple boys last game to get everybody a shot to see who can play. And we made our choices. Tough choices, too, because, they're very good players. And it was tough. And there's no enjoyment of letting kids go. And it's tough, but we have to make our choices.
Yeah, I know you're coaching the team. You're coaching in the here and now. But, Canada's had a couple of, as O pointed out, a couple of disappointing finishes in this event the past 2 times. How much can we look at those 2 quarterfinal losses and learn lessons, if any? And how much have you looked at them, and how much do you have to sort of pay attention to the idea that these guys, there is a pressure element here?
Yeah, it is. It's like you look at it, you watch the games, you learn from your past, and then you got to move on. It is what happened, and everybody knows it, and it's one of those things. It's that's why every game, like last night, it was a 1-goal game, and you got to learn to play in them 1-goal games, like either to hold it or try to tie it. And by playing a tight game like last night, it's a good lesson for us that how tight we have to play and how disciplined as much as we can be, disciplined that we don't take penalties, and also how to play with a 1-goal lead.